Hey guys, it is Oracle Daphne. I am back again for your um, mid-December 2014 tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone who has their sun, moon, or ascendant in my lovely Lammy Puff Scorpio. And just to give you guys an update, I'm telling everybody in my videos, I have been kind of going through a crazy time. I drove out here, it took me 7 days to drive out here. I live in Ellensburg, Washington now. And then I stayed in a hotel for 10 nights, and then I moved into an apartment only to have to move out again the following day because there was a water leak in the ceiling and the wall. So I said, I'm going, and I moved back to the hotel, and I kind of left it up to the universe to steer me in the right direction, and now I'm moving into this other apartment tomorrow, which I really like. So it's kind of been a roller coaster ride for me, but it's been a lesson in giving up a lot of control and saying, okay, I'm just going to go with the flow and be like you guys. You know, Scorpios are really good with going with the flow. So us Capricorn, Aquarius people have a difficult time with that. So that's my update. I've also completed my deck. My deck has reversals as well as uprights. You know, and the thing about my deck is that not every reversal is a no, and not every upright position is a yes. So you can have a card that is double no and a double yes, or it can be a card where it's neutral, and then it has a yes or a no, and then it could also be the wild card. So that's the update in the cards. I think the messages you're going to get are different. They're new from what I've had before. Similar, you know, you may get similar message than what you had before, but I've got a lot of new stuff, like a whole bunch of new stuff. And then I'm also working with this boytroidal gemstone, which is a really interesting stone that I'm using as kind of like my little sidekick, you know, kind of like how, you know, Conan O'Brien has his sidekick, and you know, this is my sidekick. You know, the stone has psychic, telepathic, I would say, abilities, and that I can connect with it and get messages is kind of wild, even for me. And because you have to remember, people put me on this pedestal, but I'm really an everyday person, you know. And I make it a point to wear, you know, like I talk about in my other videos, that I wear, you know, a crazy old T-shirt and a sports bra, and I'm just like an everyday person, you know. And I put these antlers on just to get a kick out of, you know, out of what's going on, and to kind of play around and for fun, really, because I don't really do a lot to celebrate Christmas. Thanksgiving is really my holiday. My holiday because, you know, you eat pie and you sleep a lot because of the turkey turkey coma or whatever you call it. Those I forget what it's called exactly, but you know, the chemicals in the turkey that make you go to sleep. So there's that. But Christmas has never been my holiday. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, and it's coming out on a lot of the readings that I've done already for the other signs, that there's a lot of financial pressure. People are really worried about their finances. If you haven't had a private reading with me, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. I am also posting that when I post my videos. And I do 1 hour is $75, 2 hours is $150. And I'm also doing a special where if you want to know, you want a reading for the energy for 2015, you want to know what's going to happen in 2015, I'm going to do like, it's a special where I'm doing $250 for 2 hours, and I'm going to go through the entire year, 1 month at a time. So, and do like an extensive reading. And I feel like that's going to be better than doing just general, you know, like Aquarius readings. And then I think that's it. I am going to be doing what I was going to say. I may be doing a bonus video around New Year's, but I am going to be back again for my January video. So stay tuned for that. Okay, without further ado, dear lambs, let's see what's going on here. You know, I'm not getting anything from this one. I'm going to lay out another one. Happens to me sometimes, where it's sort of like nothing jumps out at me. And it's important, even with my sidekick is saying it's good that I didn't do that one. I'm going to do it again. And it's not because it's like it's not because I don't like the cards. It's just that, because I like each card, and I like figuring out what the puzzle is. And sometimes the puzzle is it's too complex. It's too, it makes no sense. And so it has to make sense to me. Okay, so what I'm going to pull out is, I'm actually going to take these out of the sequence. Because these came up actually when I pulled the first spread, but it was confusing me and a little bit. This was in the last reading that I did, and I reshuffled the cards really, really good, and this came up again. So this is the second time. So I feel like you're in a relationship. Some of you are in a relationship with Libra, because this came up with Libra very much. And it's almost in the exact same, this card, the reverse, the reverse of the Queen of Pentacles came up in the exact position of the Libra. So, you know, it can't be a coincidence that happened. Okay, so two things. You could be in a relationship with a Libra, or you could also need the same kind of, your emotions are causing you problems. Scorpio. And this could be where, Libras, you may be a Scorpio with like a Libra ascendant or moon or something like that, or you may be a Libra with a Scorpio ascendant or moon. So I feel like the two of you, there's something going on. Maybe there's a lot of people that are like on the cusp, like October 22nd, born October 22nd, 23rd, 24th, or 25th, that are technically Libra, but they have a bunch of Scorpio in them. Or it could be like Scorpio is born early November, like November 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, with a bunch of Libra things in them. So I feel like I think that's coming through. But the other thing is your emotions are causing you potential health problems, okay? So you guys really need to get your emotions in order, okay? You need to seek natural treatment, okay, for emotional issues. I picked up this really cool tincture, and I think it's hyssop flower. I just want to check it out here. It's hyssop flower. I'm pretty sure it's hyssop flower, but I just want to double check. I think it's also, it's hyssop flower. Yeah, that's what it is. It's good for emotional balance. There's one by Nutrimetics. It's called Ezov, E-Z-O-V. I'm actually seeing this. My suggestion would be to talk to an herbalist as well. I would suggest for you to do some research on natural flower remedies. That's coming through very much for you. And natural herbal remedies. Not enough people are going in this direction. I feel like going into 2015, this is going to be crucial. This is going to be increasing, where people just kind of get sick of their doctor that prescribes, antibiotics for every little thing when they really shouldn't be, and they just don't know. See, because they're not taught that stuff. They're not taught that, and they're not taught how to instruct people how to take it. So it builds this fear in people to be afraid of taking, something, when they really probably should be more afraid of taking the drugs, to be honest with you. So that's just my suggestion. When I see this card, that's what it reads. I'm not, over. The reason I made this card was because I felt like that's who I see this girl as being. I mean, this girl is coming out of it. She's basically so in touch with the tree. She's become part of the tree. She's like part of nature. She's someone in the world that is so in touch with plants, is so in touch with the natural world, that she has a gift. She's a gift with flowers. She's a gift with plants. She's a gift with medicine. And this is somebody that's going to be really important in the future of medicine. This is someone that's not going to just be, sitting around, hanging out, popping, antibiotics every day. It's just someone that's going to be telling you, okay, this is what you need to take, and this is, the suggested dosage for an herbal remedy. And there's also like a myth about how herbal remedies don't do anything, and I really strongly beg to differ on that. It's not as quick. It takes more time. A lot of herbs actually take a long time. Some of them take like, between 6 months to a year to actually start to really kick in. So it's one of those things. It depends on what you take. And yeah, there are some things that you should not mix. But you think about the people that take the Vicodin and drink the vodka. That's not a mix you want to do. But people do it anyways. That to me is a lot more dangerous than mixing herbs with something else. Or being afraid of taking herbs. I would not be afraid of taking an herbal tincture. I mean, it's a plant, and it's been made in a very safe way. So I just think that there's a lot of fear about that. But this is in the position of your emotions again. You need a natural remedy to help you with emotional balance and finding emotional balance within yourself. And if you don't want to do that, then, it's just something that you need to be aware of for maybe down the line. Something to think about. It's not something that you have to do. I'm not an authority here. I'm reading the cards and telling you what's in my cards. My cards are specific to what I perceive to be what these cards represent, actually. So, and then you also got the reverse of the Three of Swords. And the reverse of the Three of Swords is healing, is getting over somebody who's hurt you, the loss. It's sort of like when you've been hurt, there's a sense of loss. There's a sense of pain, and figuring out those emotions. I feel like these two cards go hand in hand, okay? I feel like the emotions that come from the death of a loved one, or they come from missing someone that you love, or they come from getting over a past breakup, this leads to negativity within the body that needs to be released. So talking to a Reiki therapist, or are you going to see a Reiki therapist, having some, massage therapy done, talking to an herbalist about tinctures and natural remedies, these are things that are going to help with this process. Now, in the center of everything, you have the taking action for it card and the God is watching out for you card. Very interesting combination. I feel like literally, your deceased loved ones and, the heavenly angels want you to are like really looking down on you right now, and they're really looking out for you, and they want you to take action. They don't want you to stay in this kind of negative heart space forever. They want you to get out of bed and start moving again and start going out there into the world and enjoying your life and being active in the world and just being the life of the party. You know, Scorpios can be the life of the party. Now, a lot of Scorpios have issues with alcohol and drugs, but I'm not saying, I'm saying be the life of the party, but be responsible, okay? And this is, you know, the foundation is actually fire energy, which is the opposite of you. But you may be fired up about something over the holidays. You may just feel like partying. I think Leo actually got this. So you may be actually partying with a Leo, and your partner may be a Leo, and the two really kind of egg each other on. You know, they push each other's buttons. So just be careful this holiday that you don't really push too many of the Leo's buttons, or else he'll swipe ya. You never know. The cats can do that. Okay, I'm just telling you. The cats swipe. You know, so if you get hit by a Leo Scorpio, you know why. You know, I gave you the heads up. You heard it from me first. Okay, and I'm not saying. I'm saying the Leos do it in a very playful kind of way, not an abusive kind of way. Sometimes there's abuse out there. There's a lot of domestic violence out there, which I am not a proponent of, okay? I do not support that at all, okay? And if you're in a relationship that's abusive, you need to get out of it. But I don't see that. I see that you're in a very, I feel like generally, aside from those two cards, aside from the emotional stuff that's going on, in a very positive place right now, you know, you're still going to wind up in the end with a lot of shit on your plate, okay? That's the outcome. At the end of December, going into January, you've got a lot of burdens. You've got the Ten of Wands in the upright position, which is a girl who's carrying the world on her shoulders, similar to also Libra, you know? Again, that Libra-Scorpio thing is kind of just very much intertwined. And so I feel like there's some part of you that's taken on too much. And this is also normal with the holidays. You know, people cooking crazy big dinners for your entire family that's like the size of a nation. You know, there's 10 people coming in from some place and 12 people coming from another place. And it's just all getting together to eat one crazy dinner and go back to where they came from. So it's kind of a lot, you know. Depends on how you celebrate the holidays too, but I feel like you and Libra somehow have things going on, and Libra's kind of decking the halls, you know, and you're bringing the life of the party, and you know, in the end, I feel like maybe you probably overspent. You know, you probably overspent. Although Scorpios are generally really good with money, you guys know you overspent, and you have what I call buyer's remorse. Don't return everything on January 1st, okay? Don't. Just sort through things and find the balance. Find the balance. You know, I would definitely say no to things that come your way going into January. You know, the end of December, find the balance and say no to as much as you can. Do not take on more stuff. Okay, more responsibilities you don't need. You know, you kind of need an assistant, you know, Scorpio. And don't take on any other people's burdens, you know. Scorpios are like a very good, again, it's weird because it's coming up, the same kind of Libra thing. I feel like some of you are psychologists or some of you are therapists in some way. And they make really good, because they analyze everything. Okay, psychodynamic analysis is like Scorpios, like they go deep. They kind of get into the heart of everything, you know. So that's that. Okay, so in the recent past, you were flying solo, Scorpio. You were flying solo. You're a single guy, and you made some money. You know, money, finances are really prospering for you, and things are really. You know, we're really flowing. Money was flowing in. Scorpio ladies, this could be you as well. I see this as the guy, but if you're a lady, this is just wealth, happiness, and bliss. This is what the energy was in the recent past. If you don't feel that way, and you feel more like the burdens, because this is something that's built up over time. Okay, so you could easily feel more like your plate is overly full and you don't really see the money. Okay, but there's money there. It's just you don't really see it. You don't maybe not appreciate it that you do have money come in. All you feel right now is just the burdens of things. Um, but the Six of Wands is actually a really good position for what's crowning you right now. This is a guy, man or woman. I think of it as a guy because his nipple is showing, and the women don't generally do that. But this is climbing to the top of a mountain, not the top of the mountain. Sorry, climbing to a ledge, a rock, sort of halfway up the mountain, getting to the next level. This is getting to that point of feeling of career and achievement. And it may not be just career, Scorpio. It may be just like you accomplished something that took you a long time, that was like blood, sweat, and tears to get, to this point. And you achieved it, and you do feel really good. I feel like it was a promotion. I feel like someone got promoted. You might have even just gotten a bonus, like a Christmas bonus. That's coming to me too. I feel like you have an abundance of material wealth. So you have a lot of clothes. Scorpio, I see this crazy huge closet. That's like full, that's like jam packed, full, like shoes and clothes, and it's like Carrie Bradshaw's closet times like five. I mean, it's huge. I don't know. You have abundance. You're like a clothes horse. Okay, you got abundance of things. You got multiples of things. You've got a lot in your closet. If you think about a closet, there's a lot in there. What's coming towards you is actually okay. So to me, you got these two issues kind of going hand in hand. It says dropping the ball, not being able to multitask, risky business ventures, bad business deals, overloaded by responsibilities, and not having work-life balance. This is, things were in balance. Okay, so again, Libra got this as well, I believe. And maybe it wasn't Libra. I'm pretty sure it was. But anyways, maybe this was from Virgo. I don't remember. This is just doing too much work. And Scorpios can be very obsessive. So when they do work, they work a lot. They work like more hours than the average person. Why do they do that? Because it's satisfying for them. It's easy for them. And it creates structure in their life where if they weren't working so much, they would have to look at themselves in the mirror. Okay? They would have to face themselves. If any time allowed for self-reflection, Scorpio just cries, just turns to waterworks. They just are overflowing with emotions. Anytime that they spend time alone, that's what happens. It's they're very sensitive. So it's the Scorpios that are working, they're working a gazillion hours a week. And you were trying to balance maybe your home life and work life, and it's gotten to the point where it's so out of balance that you're just really simply working all the time. That's what's coming in. It's interesting. That's what's coming in from the universe. The universe is saying you need to get more in balance. You need to have more work-life balance. You need to know limits. Scorpio doesn't know limits. Scorpio just knows. Scorpio's like that. I don't know if it's in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm totally into that show. I love anything by Marvel Comics. But it's sort of like that pit that's bottomless. So you look all the way down and you don't see the depths. You don't see the bottom. Okay, it's like a well that has no bottom. Okay, it's bottomless. Scorpio is like that. There's a fathomless, bottomless, endless element to Scorpio, and so they don't know their limits. They only know their limits when they get to a point where they get sick. That's how they know that they've gone too far. They only know they've gone too far with somebody when that person divorces them and, like, cuts them in half, basically chops them up to chicken liver, because maybe they stayed for too long, or maybe the other person stayed for too long. I don't know, but that's just, that may be a poor example, but that, to me, that's the elements of Scorpio, this bottomless, fathomless, like no limits type person. And you need to, if you're working too much, you need to focus more on romance. You need to focus more on love. You need to focus more on other people, your family, your friends. When was the last time you called your best friend? When was the last time you went out to coffee with a friend? A friend. Not your best friend, but just a friend. Just to go hang out at Starbucks or do something, Do something fun. When was the last time you went to a movie? When was the last time, you took a walk that was kind of a lazy walk? Not like you got to get there, you got to burn 500 calories walk, but, just lazily walking down the road by your house. When was the last time you went to the park and just went lazily through the park? Now, I know it's winter time in a lot of places, so obviously maybe going to the park is not an option, but it's the principle. It's doing stuff that's not work related, okay? It's getting back in balance, in touch with who you are. And you do need to face the music, You need to face yourself in the mirror and look at yourself and examine your emotions. Have a good cry if you need to, Look at yourself and say, who am I really? What has my life become? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be working 180 hours a week? If the answer is no, which it's going to be, then you need to say, okay, well, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? What can I do to change my life for the better? How can I kind of repair some of this damage that I've done to the people in my life that I have, shut down because I've been in full-blown OCD work mode, right? You've achieved a lot, and you've worked hard, and you've attained wealth, and the financial aspect of your life is this is what's happened recently, okay? And God is looking out for you. There is no question. There is somebody in heaven that's looking down on you, that's protecting you, and they're sending you all this prosperity. But the problem is that you're, going to end up in this, overburdened position. And that's not good. Oh, so okay, so I was comparing these. So we've got the dropping the ball, which we talked about. We've got the overburdened stuff. It's responsibilities. To me, this is juggling one versus the other. There's two things. To me, this is like work and life, right? This is taking on other people's crap as well as your own and not learning to say no, okay? So to me, they go hand in hand. You've taken on too much, other people's crap too, and you've kind of just gone to the place where you feel most comfortable, which is work. You go and you live at the office. You might as well set up a little tent there with a little sleeping bag, because that's what's happened to your life. And if you don't have an office, this is metaphorical too, You did get the getting what you wish card. You're wishing for something. And I kind of want to see what it is, because usually there's a card that comes, the card that's right above it, or the card that's sort of next to it, is what you're wishing for. I really don't think you're wishing for this card, Scorpio. So let's see what you're wishing for. My critter sidekick is saying you're wishing for love. You don't want to be so lonely. You feel very lonely right now. That's the thing. You're feeling really lonely, and like you don't have a lot of friends, and you need to have more friends. So You need to work on, like I said, this work-life balance thing where you need to work on friendships, work on the people in your life. If you don't have a lot of friends, then, it's time to go do something social where you'll meet people. And people naturally don't know what to do with this kind of energy. It's only, I feel like Taurus is coming through again. Taurus for the Libra, and I feel like you may be watching this video. The same person may be watching this video because you may have like Libra and your sun, but you're not Taurus, but Scorpio moon or something like that, and you're watching this video. So I feel like it's the same thing for you, but Tauruses generally are very lovey-dovey, okay? And they're going to give you some emotional healing that I think that you really need. And it doesn't have to be a Taurus. It can be anybody else in the zodiac, okay? But you don't want to be as alone, and you don't want to be as sad as you are. You're very, very sad, and you're wishing that you weren't so sad, and you're wishing for love. And real love. And the thing is this card is all about getting what you wish for. So I have to tell you that you're going to get what you wish. I feel like you are going to come out of this funk, but it's going to take some time. And you have to want to get out of the funk. You can't stay in that funk. Okay, so it's sort of like if you stay at work and you get a tent and you sleep at work, how are you supposed to meet new people? It's the same thing. If you stay at home and you camp out at your house, how are you supposed to meet people? You got to go out and you got to meet people. You got to go out and you got to be social. You got to pull yourself together, and I think you will get what you want. It may take more time than you're expecting, but be very patient and take some steps to actually achieving it. And I think you'll be all right. But I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday. And if you wish a private reading from me, feel free to email me at elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I'm sending you you hear this? Little reindeer bells for you. And big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care.